Manky Mice and the World of Love. Chapter 2. Manky Mice saves the world again. It has been 10 years since they did attacked on the planet of Cool Kingdom Hearts. The chaos is the city then proceeded to happen afterwards, only to have the planet become ingrained with pure evil. Manky had to stop it. Not only for personal reason, but for the sake of the planet he was god of. Manky Mice led the troops to war, and ripped the menaces apart with their weapons of fury. Yo, the man, that is us dogs. Let's wreck their bodies, and not really humans spear at. In the house, man. Then the soldiers of Cool Kingdom Heart attached with the weapons. Eventually, using the power of love, they won the battle and the war. Sirs proceeded in an orderly fashion ought to celebrate their victory. But was it really a victory? Manky Mice feels of a depressive emotion, ratherly sad. He was alone, brooding like an angsty teen. Goof 4 Jazz saw this and interruptedly intro tooted. Bro Homs, what is up, my dongle? What happens to you, man? Why are you like a stone in your personality? Did those stupid aliens hurt you in the head emotionally? Goof 4 Jazz said this with expression in his face and voice while saying this. Manky Mice tried to avoid the question by proposing a counter. Dude, that's racist. Foreigners, even if they lack intelligence to action god, which is me, shouldn't be all classified as stupid. You stupid duck, Manky Mice said while extra pronouncing the vowels. My man, it's not racist if it's true in fact, Homs, Goof 4 Jazz said in a laid-back way. I quiet your shelf. I know. I guess I just missed him. I liked Raku, man of the night, but after time, the 20th years as of the past, I suppose I liked him more, Manky Mice said self-reflectively. Goof 4 Jazz knew what he meant by that. Gosh, mate, you mean Soren the good-looking gentle? Manky Mice interrupted Goof 4 Jazz. Whoa, bro, you be anger the wrong to mice if you complete the sentence there, Manky Mice said with inflection. Fine, Goof 4 Jazz said, as he make himself leave. Manky Mice began to think to himself about Soren the good-looking gentleman. How courageous and charming he was. How soft his feet were. How good he looked always, but especially in Hakama. Raku was also die. That sucked, too. It was all because of the aliens that they took him away from Manky Mice. No one messed with Manky Mice, so he pwned the whole alien psyche with his menacing looks. He said to them, "You die!" And then they did, even in this chapter, because Manky Mice is God. The only thing that could then fit his emotional hole left by Soren the good-looking gentleman was a life of crime. Manky Mice between a true don and a thug and a hardcore punk. But punk and thug was a stupid title without being combined. He was a dogunk. He was as unforgiving as dogunk get. He was the main and only leader of organized crime, which used to be a dying field because Manky Mice made Cool Kingdom Hearts a better place. But it was okay, because understood what Manky Mice was going though. Us they let themselves be terrorized. At least it was they god and loving ideal Manky Mice that was doing this, and not dirty aliens from outside Cool King Tom Hertz. Manky Mice was doing his pillaging in the center of a town. It didn't matter which one. He just felt particularly mangsty today. All of a sudden, a challenger appeared in the front of him to challenge his edgy-tude. But that was typical of such a girl. She was Roxas. But sued a girl with attitude couldn't be burdened with a dull name. Since the world's awakening, she was now Roxas, with 2 X's by the way. Because X's are always add character to an already hyper-rad human girl. Fight me, you manky dip cream. Yo, I challenge you to a face-off in order to fought you, she said with flavor. No, Manky Mice said sternly. giving he the look of shame and disappointment. "Oh, I see everything, dude." She walked away with her head in shame, rejected, just like her parents had done for her in the past. However, in one last effect indeterminate, she asked him out on a date. She was attached to the bad boys. He could not refuse of her eyes. He made them extra anime to Daz. "Saw, woman. I will think about it." "Okay." Manky Mice shuddered with indifference. "Then let's do of the kiss." She waggled her fingers, and shifted then with a hype and tude. Or maybe she didn't. She didn't know, because she was shy. Manky Mice and Roxas then went to McDonald's, because Manky was a cheap man. But Roxas didn't care, because he was God. But then she remembers. This is no McDonald's. Only stupid aliens would call it that. It was McDon's, because gangsters are hip. Manky Mice paused. "Oh no, I thought I put that think away from my presence." He thinks in his mind. Then he proceeds to shout it for everyone can see. "It can't be!" "Yes, it is me, Don the Dank." Who else could be known of running McDon's other than Don the Dank himself? Don the Dank said with a limp. "And because of your history, and mine relationing with yous, I'm gonna give you this optional coupon. Buy one for the price of two now." "Yo mean but grape plaster, how could you do this to me with a date in hand? I will use it and ravage you to a single bone of duck meat." Then Roxas and Manky Mice had a lovely meal of meat. Manky Mice ordered a single order of pizza twice, and Roxas ordered the deep-fried Gohan stick. Then, when Manky Mice was in time to order their bill, he paid disrespectfully, with a grim. "Yo, meatbag, I got you by the feathers. I put an additional fee. You'll have to. Please me in a specific way, but reading poetic to my 7 sons." "No," Manky Mice said with disappointment. "Fine, whatever. It's not like I wanted you to do that." "But with would have been nice," Don the Dank said to Manky Mice as he trooped down the aisle. Manky Mice didn't have time for him. In fact, Manky Mice didn't have time for anyone. So he dropped off Roxas by the ditch and ran off away from her at a reasonable pace. He was God. He didn't care. In fact, he the ditch sink down hard enough to embody the MacDons as well, because he felt obligated to show how much he didn't he. It's not like he was taking out his feelings of Soren the good-looking gentleman's death on others. Or maybe it was. I don't know. He just wasn't sure about anything anymore. So, he began a trek across the desert. It took then 10 years. But he once again make it to the place where he originally confessed. It was a memory now. So long ago that he didn't know. It was like the fanfiction randomly added 10 years to the timeline every time something happened. Then, he made a decision. He wasn't going to be this god of Kingdom Hearts anymore. It only gave him pain. Anywhile, it used to be enjoyable to be in that pleasure. He didn't like it anymore without Soren the good-looking gentleman. So he left the Kingdom Hearts. Because he could. The end.